What is up, everybody? So I just wrapped up one of my classes, and today we had a really great lecture on branding and differentiation, and I used some samples that I think will be familiar to everybody to kind of help teach this lesson. So let me show you what I brought in to get the conversation going. I brought these samples into my class, and I brought up the fact that all of them are very, very similar. So we have different candidates. Some you may know, some you may not know, but their whole look and feel is the same, right? The colors are generally the same. The fonts are similar, even down to poses, photography choices, everything is the same. However, there's one candidate who really stole the show, and I want to show that to you guys right now. So out of that entire pile of political marketing materials, and that was just a fraction, like I have a whole pile like sitting on my desk over here. But out of that whole pile, I thumbed through it and I saw this, and it stopped me in my tracks because it's just stunning to look at for a lot of different reasons. The photography is professional. Doesn't look like it's shot on an iPhone or like an old picture. You can tell there was some thought put into her poses, but also just the type of photography that it is. It almost looks Instagram-esque, which I think is important. It's clean, it's clear. You can clearly see her. She's happy, she's vibrant, she's loving on people. That's a beautiful thing. The color palette that she's chose, it's bright, it's vibrant, but it's also bold. Something that you don't see. Everybody else uses the same grays and the same blues and browns and just really stays in that same like political vein. But I'm so happy and pleased that she took a risk and did something that was a little bit different. And I think it paid off. I'm going to move that out of the way and open this up, and you can just see the beautiful design work that she's done here. She's taking these really important call outs and putting them in boxes. They're brightly colored so you can't miss them. Not a whole lot of text. If you can see it, there's kind of a glare, but the text that is in here is easy to read. Nice modern font. It's fresh, it's clean. We open it up a little bit more. Great pictures of the community, and just the way she's laid this out. Her bullet points are really easy to read. Visually, this just looks great. I'm so impressed and so pleased. And I think it just is a model lesson on how important it is to be different and not to be afraid to stand out. So why is this important? This is important for a lot of reasons, but specifically we're going to think about it from a branding perspective. So we live in a society where everybody wants to be heard, everybody wants to be seen. Unfortunately, those that continue to follow the pack often get left in the crowd. And I think that's one of the problems that a lot of people are facing. So I love this example because this particular person went against the grain, but she did it in a way, I want you to be able to see her and me. She did it in a way that represented her. So she uses a bold color palette, right? It's different than all the other candidates. That allows her to stand out, but I'm sure it also reflects who she is as a candidate, right? She uses kind of like some ethnic green, black, and red. It's fresh, it's bold. I'm sure she's trying to appeal to maybe an African-American consumer. It all ties into who she is, even down to, I don't know if you can see this, down to the necklace she was wearing. Like she has on a necklace that says South Los, like South LA. And I think that's such a great detail because again, it's showing who she is, shows that she's different. She's comfortable like this. She doesn't have on like the traditional gear or clothing that a political candidate would wear, but she also has on this necklace that I would definitely wear. And a lot of people would probably agree with me. So what I'm saying is don't be different just because you want to be different. Be different because the different you're trying to be represents you, but also it speaks to the community or the market that you want to get the attention of. So we have a whole pile of people, right? All these people created information that I paid no attention to. All of it was going in the trash, and there's more. All of this going in the garbage, I promise you. And you're probably the same way. But when you take the time to figure out who you are as a candidate or as a brand, as a personality, as a coach, as a church, whoever it is, when you figure out who you are, when you figure out who you're trying to talk to and what you need to present, how you need to present yourself in order to catch that market's attention, you can come up with a piece that allows you to stand out among all of the clutter. All of the clutter. So I'm not necessarily going to vote for this person. I may. And it didn't ensure that I vote for her. What it did was it allowed me to give her a second and a closer look. So out of all of this stuff, I was able to look at this and open it up and learn a little bit more about her. So because she was different, she caught my attention and it drew me into who she is. And it made me very curious and it made me want to learn about her. And I think that that's a lesson that we can all learn. Everybody has a business. Everybody wants to be branded and marketed. I think that's very important. But the point that I want to drive home is we have to be genuine. We have to represent ourselves in a way that is relevant to who we are and reflects who we are. But it also has to be appealing to the demographic or the people that we want to reach. So that's it. I don't want to make this too long and too lecture-like, but I hope that this was able to inspire you and motivate you and just get you to think twice about some of the content or how you display yourself out in the world.